as we begin with the introduction, this is the basement of the Treeberry Memorial Library. But furthermore, I'm going to present something special today. A drinking game. Take a drink every time I use one of the original Japanese names. Take 2 drinks when the author's own writing style causes me to blooper. Take a gulp every time I have to take a break when I see something really, really stupid, and take another shot. Take at least 4 shots whenever I miss a voice, or every time you hear me complain about this fic. That being said, let us enjoy. The Death of Sailor Moon by Victor Von Doom, as read by Alchemy students. Episode 1. Bada bing, bada bang, bada doomsday. It was a bright day. The sun was at its best. The birds were singing, and everyone was enjoying the day, especially a blonde girl with a particular hairstyle, 2 ponytails with tops that looked like meatballs. She was walking in the company of 4 young girls, and they were talking about their adventures as the student sailors known as Sailor Senshi. You know, Serena, I'm happy that we defeated the Negaverse once and for all this time. You're right, Nia. We can finally have some peace. No more fighting evil creatures, no more risky stuff. This is great. Yes, now I can study all day without any interruption, added the blue-haired one. Ami! Was the innocent answer of the other 4. They continued walking until they arrived to Leah's apartment, where they prepared some sandwiches, and then the girls started to watch a movie on TV. Meanwhile, in a mountain near a city, a man in a Negaverse costume was inside a tunnel trying to open a sealed door that was at the end of it. He used his powers but was unable to open it. Then he noticed that there was an easier way to open the door. He found some sort of lock on it. He managed to find the key, who was hidden nearby. The door opened and a huge creature emerged. The Negaverse officer tried to talk to it, but the creature killed him with a single blow. Then it got walking towards the city. In Makoto's house, the girls were watching TV when the movie they were watching was interrupted to transmit a special bulletin. This is a live newscast for the entrance to the city. A big monster has just been spotted. Our informants said that this creature had already killed 2 people. We hope that the Sailor Scouts show up to stop this hideous creature before other innocent people get hurt. Also, in other news on Muppet Newscast Theater, random Muppets have been known to drown by sudden floods of vitamin water. Now that's just ugly right there. Luna turned the TV off. Transform and let's get out of the way now! Ordered the Black Cat. In a matter of minutes, the 5 girls transformed into 5 beautiful Sailor Senshi. And then the girls left the apartment and headed towards the place where the creature was attacking. When the girls saw the size of the creature, they were terrified, but they knew they had to stop it at all costs. Okay, Sailor Mercury, make a scan of that creature and tell us if it has a weak point. Was you need to attack for massive damage. Hearing the order of Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury activated her visor and started to press some keys on her computer to get a description of the creature. Just like if it knew what she wanted, the creature took a big tree and waited until the moment when she lowered her head to see the computer to throw the tree against her. Like, Sailor Mercury, look out! Sailor Mercury, look out! Screamed Venus. She only got time to scream as the tree hit her, and then, due to the brutal force of the impact, crushed her body against the other tree. She fell to the floor, bleeding from her nose and mouth. Sailor Mars got beside her. Sailor Moon, she's badly injured! Okay, get her to a hospital, now! We'll try to stop the creature until you get back! Okay. Sailor Mars left the area and took Sailor Mercury to the hospital to get medical attention. Meanwhile, Jupiter, Venus, and Moon continued their battle to stop the creature. Sailor Venus tried to use her Venus Love Me chain, but the creature broke it easily. Of course. Sailor Jupiter tried to use her thunder, but the creature blocked it as well. Sailor Moon used her tiara, but it was ineffective as her friends' previous attacks. Suddenly, the creature showed an incredible speed and ran towards Sailor Jupiter, hitting her in the abdomen with a blow so brutal that she was impulsed 7 meters above the ground before falling back to the ground again where she lost consciousness. In the hospital, Sailor Mars was shattered with Dr. Anderson's diagnostic. Sailor Mercury got all her ribs broken, a punctured lung, and probably will never walk again due to a broken vertebra in her lower back. Crying Sailor Mars left the hospital and headed back to the R where the other scouts were trying to help the monstrous creature. When she got there, the spectacle was horrible. Jupiter was thrown, and Sailor Venus was aiding her while Sailor Moon was trying to stop the monster with all she got. But the creature seemed unstoppable. Sailor Mars tried to stop it with all her might using her Mars fire, but the creature took the shot and then jumped in front of her. Sailor Mars was unable to react, and the creature took her by the neck and smashed her body by the wall several times before she fainted, her body full of broken bones and hemorrhages. Dear Mr. Writer, please learn to use freaking gas slices! Seeing this, Sailor Venus tried to use a physical attack that she used when she was Sailor V, but the creature hit her so hard that she fell 20 meters away from it. By that time, an ambulance was transporting Sailor Mars and Sailor Jupiter to the same hospital where Ami was. In the meantime, Sailor Moon tried to stop the creature using her lunar scepter, but when she was about to use it, the creature threw the metal pipe against her. She ducked that pipe, but cut her uniform in the shoulder and made a cut on her skin. She stood up, bleeding from her shoulder, and faced the creature again. She used her lunar scepter, and the creature fell back. She thought it was over, but I turned her back to check on Venus. Using its great speed, tackled her from behind. The brutal impact made her hit the wall of the building, thinking that the little blonde girl couldn't do any more damage. Turned his back, but Sailor Moon stood up, run toward the creature to attack her from behind, but he was unaware of that and turned around, taking her with 2 hands. He started to crush her little body. She knew that this was her last fight. She couldn't let the creature go away. She took her scepter, placing it on top of the head of the creature. She discharged the last bit of energy she got. The creature... Periods! My life for a period! Knowing that his end was near, gave one last shot to the blonde girl. And with one last effort, he compressed her body with all of his might. Hearing the scream of the blonde girl, he then dropped to her and followed the way down with her. This thing's not gonna beat me, folks. I will read this whole story. Tuxedo Mask arrived and saw the scene. A dead creature on one side and Sailor Moon on the other. He ran towards Sailor Moon while another ambulance took Venus to the hospital for medical care. Tuxedo Common got the shattered body of Sailor Moon in his arms. The girl opened her eyes to ask one last question. The monster, is he? You stabbed him, Sailor Moon. You saved us all. Now relax until... She then smiled, taking his hand. After this, she closed her eyes, and her hand fell to the ground. He tried to help her, but it was too late. For this is the day that Sailor Moon died. To be continued. Right now! Episode 2. Funeral for a friend. And lunch for 7 ladies. And maybe a bride. And maybe a wedding. I don't know. No! Please, Celestia! No! Don't take her! This were the screams of a man who saw her love die in his arms after a fierce battle with a creature that was powerful enough to take down all the Sailor Senshi before dying at the hands of the girl that was in the arms of the man that loved her with all his heart. Tuxedo Mask hugged the corpse of Sailor Moon while he cried for several minutes with Luna beside him, until an ambulance took in the body and was transported to the morgue. In the hospital, Ami was first to awake. The last thing she remembered was the sight of a tree coming at her. Then blackness. She was shocked when she noticed that she didn't have any sensibility below her waist. After a few seconds of shock, she understood it well. She will never walk again. Tears formed in her eyes, knowing that her days as a Sailor Senshi were over. Then she noticed that Darien was standing in the window, looking at the stars. She decided to ask him about Sailor Moon. I also got a few more questions about this story, but I'll be here all day.
Darien, where is Serena? She is okay, right?
Without turning around, he started to cry as he talked. She's dead. Dead! I let her die, Ami! Ami was speechless. She couldn't believe what she had just heard. Sailor Moon was deaf. Here a moment. Serena, her best friend, the only person who wanted to be her friend when she arrived at Jubon High, was deaf. She was never going to see those bright blue eyes again. She will never hear her laugh again. Ami covered her face with her hands and started to cry. Minako entered the room. She only got her arm broken. She didn't hear what happened, so she was surprised to find both Darien and Ami crying. What's going on here? Ami stopped for a brief moment and called Mina to get beside her. The blonde girl sitted on the bed, and Ami told her about Sailor Moon. Minako stood up, literally losing it. No, this has to be a lie. No, tell me that you're lying, Mercury! Seeing the reaction of Minako, Mama-chan hugged her and started to cry uncontrollably in his arms. Why, Darien, why? She didn't deserve to end like this. 3 days later, Makoto and Rei were authorized to leave the hospital, but they were supposed to be on bed at home for at least a week. Mina, Luna, and Aramis had joined them as they walked toward the room where Ami was to pick her up. The three girls entered the room and were surprised when they saw a wheelchair to the bed. Amy was dressed up and seated on the edge of the bed, waiting for them. Well, what are you waiting for, Ami? Let's go! Asked Leah. With tears in her eyes, Ami answered her. Could you please get my wheelchair closer so we can go? The three girls and the two cats stood there, motionless, only looking at her, until Ami reacted. Stop looking at me like that! I'm not a freak! Rei sat beside her, while Luna got on her lap. We're sorry, Ami, but we didn't expect this and... Stop it, Rei! Just get the wheelchair and... Let's go! Rei stood up, got the wheelchair, helping Ami get on it. Later that day, the four girls, Darien, and the cats were in a valley outside the city. Serena's body was inside a golden coffin, with a crystal top that allowed them to see her. She was beautiful. It looked like she was sleeping, but they knew she was dead. Suddenly, the Queen Suisho started to glow. It became so bright that it was impossible to look at it directly. Then it diminished, and the girls were shocked when they saw Queen Serenity with the body of Sailor Moon in her arms. My daughter, you died fighting evil. Now it's time for you to rest. Let me take you to the moon, where you can rest of your continuous struggle. The crystal separated from Serena's uniform and floated towards Minako. Take it, Mina. You will take charge now, until the time came for the moon to return. Mina took the crystal, and Queen Serenity disappeared, taking Serena's body with her. Until the moon returns? Asked Luna to herself. 2 days later, the girls were on the park when suddenly Zoisai appeared. Well, no, Sailor Moon is dead, and Sailor Mercury is crippled. What a beautiful sight! They were shocked to see her alive again, because they knew she was dead. Dead! Dead! Work with me on this! Zoisai! How come you're alive? Well, some of the Universe survivors found a way to revive me, and now I'm going to finish what I started long ago, before you, Queen Battle! Mina, Leah, and Rei transformed and prepared to face their enemy. Amy, stay here with Luna and Aramis. The three scouts tried to fight against the Negaverse General, but they were unsuccessful. Seeing this, Ami tried to stand up to help her friends, but she fell to the ground. Luna and Aramis got beside her. I'm good for nothing now! Why? Why did this happen? Why am I not just going to make a prepare cybernetic legs and help me? Ami started to cry on the grass. Finally, Zoisai decided to stop the battle and left. Then the girls run toward Ami to help her, but what they didn't expect was a reaction. Stay away from me! I don't need your pity! I may be crippled now, but I can do the things on my own without you! You understand? She started to cry until she fainted. When she opened her eyes, she was laying on a bed, and Makoto was sleeping in a chair nearby. She saw the clock on the wall and noticed that she was unconscious for almost 3 or 4 hours. She also noticed that she was back in the hospital. Suddenly, she felt a hand on her shoulder. How do you feel, Ami? It was Lita who awoke and got beside her. Why, Lita? Why what? Why did this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this punishment? Ami, we've risked our lives many times defending the Earth against the Negaverse. Sooner or later, something like this could happen. Sailor Mercury's dead, Lita. What? Look at me. I tried to help you in the park, but it was useless. I'm not capable of being a Sailor Scout anymore. I'm not, Lita. I'm a useless piece of garbage now. A crippled good for nothing! That's not true. There are other ways for you to help us. Believe me, you're not a good for nothing or a piece of garbage either. They talked for an hour before Ami fell back to sleep. 1 month later, Ami was in her classroom when the school principal introduced a new student. This is our new student. Her name is Sonia Hall, and she transfers to Chicago. Please feel free to discriminate her and insult her at your leisure. Boo! New student! Boo! Go back to Germany! Ami was shocked. Sonia was a mirror image of Serena. The only difference was that Sonia's hair was light brown, and her hair was curled. But she got the same hairstyle, 2 ponytails with tops that resembled Odongo. She got to sit beside her. Hi, my name is Ami Mizuno. I'm Sonia. Hee. Well, you knew that already, don't you? I heard that you are the best student in town. His name is Boulder. Well, sort of. I always fail. Maybe you can help me sometime. Ami was speechless. Why does he have all those resemblances with Serena? She thought. Could it be that she... To be continued. Round 3! Heart and Soul! Heart and Soul! Heart and Soul! God, I love that song! Ami was shocked. This is incredible, she thought. This girl is a mirror image of Serena. It's like... No. Her loss has been something so unexpected for all of us. Everyone looks like her and... You okay? Asked Sonia. Huh? Oh, don't worry. I was thinking only... What do you have to do after school? I went to you to meet my friends. Nothing. I would really love that. After school, Ami and Sonia went to Ray's temple where the other girls were waiting for her. Hi, girls. Hi, Ami. Come on in. Is this someone I want you to meet? The girls were surprised. It wasn't normal that Ami brings someone to their meetings, but they were more amazed when Ami introduced Sonia. Serena! No, Mina. This is Sonia Hall. A new girl in my classroom. She was transferred from Chicago. Who is this Serena? I would like to meet her. Today, the role of Sonia Hall will be played by Maud Pie. Asked Sonia. I'm sorry, Sonia, but Serena died a month ago in a car accident. Answered Lita with tears on her eyes. I'm sorry. Was she a good friend of you, wasn't she? I could tell by your reaction. She was the best friend anyone could ever have, added Ray. Suddenly Darian entered the room to visit the girls. But when he saw Sonia, he ran toward her. After giving her a hug, he tried to kiss her. And Sonia slapped him! Let me go, you pervert. What kind of girl do you think I am? But Serena, I'm not Serena. Let me go. Someone help me. Surprised, Darian unhanded her, and Amy explained to him who this girl was, while Minako and Ray took Sonia, explaining to her why Darian had such behavior. Darian apologized to Sonia, and then he left. After that, the girls started to do their homework, but all the same, they looked at Sonia, remembering the times when Serena used to be with him. Finally, Sonia left it, and the girls started to talk about her resemblance with Serena. This is starting to sound like a Frank Miller fic. Ami, didn't you notice the incredible resemblance between Sonia and Serena? Added Mina. As a matter of fact, yes. But I thought it was my imagination. That's why I bring her here. Remember what Queen Serenity said when she gave me the silver crystal? She told me to keep it until the moon returns. Could it be possible that Sonia might be... I don't think so, Mina. She may look like her outside, but inside she is totally different, answered Ami. Girls, there's something I have to tell you. It's about Sonia. What is it, Ray? Asked Leah. Did you know she looks like Serena? Well, when she arrived, I felt the same aura I used to sense when Serena was around. But I don't understand it. I have never felt the same kind of aurora in two different persons. Everyone has a different one. Even twins have different auroras each. But this time, it was just like if I felt Serena was in front of me. Lula and I will go after her and try to investigate all we can about her. Okay, Aramis, but be careful. No problem, Mina. Then the two kittens left it to follow Sonia. Meanwhile, in the ruins of the Negaverse, Oisai was informed about this girl as well. So, there is a possibility that Sailor Moon may return after all. Okay, then keep an eye on her day and night, you understand? You, buddy! Answered the Negaverse soldier. That fool Jedi got himself killed trying to control the monster. Poor fool, I told him not to, but he had to disagree. Thanks to him, I'm the new queen of the Negaverse. Or what's left of it. I'm lonely. Where's Kunsight? Meanwhile, Sonia was on her way home, closely followed by Luna and Aramis. It started to get dark, and she decided to use a shortcut, passing through a deserted house. She was walking on a hall when three men appeared, one in front of her, and the other two behind her. Hello, what do we have here? Looks like we are going to have some fun! Don't you agree, guys? Said the man who was in front of her. Yeah, real fun. Could you please let me go? I have to get home. Oh, well, of course we will! Being but first, we are going to have a little fun with you! In the words of the immortal Diamanda Hagen, long may she reign, take a shot! Suddenly, one of the men behind her took her wrist, while the one in front of her ripped her blouse's skirt. She started to scream, and suddenly, a crescent moon appeared on her forehead, and she started to glow, becoming so bright that the thugs run scared by the strange phenomena. Phenomenon. Do do do. Phenomenon. Do do do. Phenomenon. Do do do. Do. Then she fall to the ground unconscious. Luna got beside her while Aramis returned to the temple to call the girls. 1 hour later, she was in the temple resting on Ray's bed. She was unaware of that, and when she woke up and found herself unsurrounded, she started to scream again until Luna slapped her back into senses. Then she started to cry until Luna jumped in front of her and talked to her. Sonia, look at me, please. I mean, sure, you almost got raped, but that's no big deal, is it? Oh gods, I'm so sorry, people. This is thick! The cat talks. Suddenly, a light emerged from Luna's crescent moon, and then crescent moon that appeared on her forehead appeared again. That she looked around amazed. I'm a princess. Your destiny is to take the place of the one that followed in the name of love and justice, Sonia. Here, this belongs to you now. Luna gave her the star locket that Serena used to become Sailor Moon. Stand up and say, Moon Prism Power. Sonia got up from the bed, with her clothes still ripped, and called for the power of the moon. Moon, prism, power, make up. A engulfed her, and then the other 4 girls were surprised when they saw her leer back. But her uniform had a golden skirt with a crescent moons on it. The bow on the back was gold, as the one on her chest was silver crystal and hair. I fight wrong and triumph over evil, because I'm the new Sailor Moon. Yay. Episode 4, A New Hope! And Sailor Mercury Sarah, secret unveiled! So, yeah, everybody totally expected me to take this live read seriously, and they still don't know I'm just having a— Oh shoot, I'm recording! Just as Sonia finished her speech, Ami wheeled up and came beside her. It's good to have you back, Serena. Sonia. Ami, you were right the first time. As the phantom voice faded away, a brilliant flash of light revealed the shade of Queen Serenity. Queen Serenity, everyone said in unison. Ami continued to say, What do you mean? Let me explain. After the battle with Queen Bella in the Universe, we decided that if one of you was ever hurt, the team would suffer the loss so before you were born on Earth. Your auras were separated into 2 pieces and were born as 2 separate individuals. Let me repeat that again. After the battle with Queen Beryl in the Negaverse, we decided that if one of you was ever hurt, the team would suffer the loss. So, before you were reborn on Earth, your auras were separated into 2 pieces and reborn as 2 separate individuals. Reincarnation does not work that way! Good night! That's why I sensed a similar aura in Sonia, added Ray. Correct, Sailor Mars. Your doubles have no knowledge of the Moon Kingdom or their roles as Senshi. They were merely created as a precaution, and we were never meant to be activated. Everyone was astounded by Serenity's words. Except for me, and Sonia, who seemed to be on top of things more than the other girls. So that's why I'm here, said Sonia. Not so. Your families moved from the U.S. to Japan, and the death of Princess Serena were mere coincidence. We never expected this to happen. Otherwise, we would have prepared you by making you dream of us and ready for your transformation into your new life as a scout. After listening to Serenity, Ami wheeled up to Serenity. But what about me? I can't continue to be Sailor Mercury this way. Not true, my child. Mortal physicians don't know our true nature, and therefore can't effectively diagnose our injuries. Your bones and nerve connections will eventually heal, but it will take time. Until then, I have chosen another to take the mantle of Sailor Mercury. Meanwhile, in the ruins of Queen Bella's throne room, Soisai was again making herself at home. Ooh, Zeno-san, is our new Negaverse warrior ready? She commanded.
Yeah, we will be after a few more hours. He was being pretty badly by Sailor Moon. He was near death, but when you brought him back from here to Earth, Your Excellency.
After he answered, his eyes began to glow eerily red, and he was instantly vaporized. Not the answer I wanted, but Zahn knew not to let me down. Lieutenant Majok.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Majok, you are now General Majok. Try not to disappoint me like Zahn did.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Cutting back to very simple. Beep! Is my replacement my doppelganger that you spoke of, Serenity? Unfortunately not, Ami. Your doppelganger is in Paris right now, studying, painting, and music appreciation. There would be no way to specify her coming here, so I chose another. So that plot point was entirely pointless! Oh, everyone shouted in unison. Actually, it's Ami's younger sister! After he heard Serenity's words, Ami's mouth dropped wide open as he almost fainted. No, that's not true! That's not possible! I have no sister! Even if Spellchecker against you, I certainly won't! And in the name of good fanfics everywhere, I'll punish you! Walking towards and looking at her reassuringly. Oh? That is where you are wrong, my dear. Your younger sister's identity was completely concealed from you and the others when we sent you here. Since she wasn't destined to join you in your future battles with the Negaverse, Luna, Artemis, and I felt that this would be a good precaution because she knew your secret identity, so the Negaverse could use her as a pawn against us all.
A wise protection, my queen.
He added. Now, it's time for you all to meet the new Sailor Mercury!
Hooray!
After she spoke her final words, Serenity took out her moon scepter and waved it in the air, like she just didn't care. Suddenly, there was a brilliant flash of light, and Molly appeared out of nowhere. Looking at her surroundings and identifying them as Ray's temple, she got ready to speak, but was even more confused when she saw her company. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not normally like doing accents for Japanese characters. I do not like some of the deep voices. But this fanfic has driven me off the deep end! So, Army, what are you doing here with the Sailor Scouts? And why are you all dressed up like that? Like a bad imitation of Tuxedo Mask. And you're the woman who keeps appearing in my dreams. Am I dreaming now? No, Molly, dear, you are very much awake. Let me explain why I brought you here today.
No, I don't need to know, no!
Looking confused, Molly sat down on a mat that Sailor Mars, Ray, pulled in for her. My child, my name is Queen Serenity. I have brought you here to tell you today about your legacy as well as a favor for you. Looking up, nodding for the Queen continued. I guess we, the audience, are meant to be doing this. I was once Queen of the mighty Moon Kingdom long ago, but I was killed in a battle with the Negaverse. Before my death, I sent the children of the moon to the future here on Earth in the hopes that they would live peacefully. Am I from the moon? No, you were the Princess of Mercury Kingdom along with your sister, Ami. Looking over at Ami, Molly's eyes rolled back into her head as she dropped to her knees and fainted. Instinctively, Sonia came up behind Molly and tried to coax her back as she had done this before. Molly's opened her eyes and mustered, What do you mean, Princess? I don't remember any of this. You weren't meant to. When we sent you all to the future after Barrel's attack on the moon and Earth's kingdoms, your memories were completely suppressed and no memory of anything this life until we wanted you to. If you think you can handle the rest, I will continue. Why not? It'll be confusing for a while, but I've learned so much already. As to my request of you, my child, walking over to Ami's wheelchair and standing behind it. Amy here is really Sailor Mercury. Due to her injury, we have been forced to look for another who will continue that role. Walking back towards Molly, continuing to speak. Molly, I want you to take that role. I want you to be the next Sailor Mercury. Molly, you were never destined to join the others, but you would have regained your memories when Serena took her place as ruler of Crystal Tokyo. Even though you were never meant to join the others in battle like the princesses of the planets, but they need you now. Will you join us as the new Sailor Mercury? Well, I don't know. Ami rolled towards her. Alright, count me in! End of Pod 4. Chapter 5, Episode 5. Sailor Mercury versus Sailor Mercury?
What sorcery is this? Are the changelings arriving? Will Alchemy sort of finally lost his mind? Will I ever get back to the universe? Find out next time. Same martial art fruit user time. Same martial art fruit user channel.
I have just been notified by my bosses that if I do not continue finishing up this fanfic, I will not just be fired, but my role will be replaced by my sweetest brother, by my sweetest version. It's just for recommendation. Here he is. Trust me, you're better off with my lousy reading than this. 2 weeks later, after their encounter with Queen Serenity, the Sailor Scouts were teasing Molly how to use her powers. What they didn't notice was that Ami was starting to feel lonely because of all the attention was centered on her newfound sister. She thought that she could do something impressive, she could get their attention back. One day, she was in her room and tried to stand up on her chair and walk. Unfortunately, she failed, and her mother ran up to the stairs when she heard a scream and a loud thud. When she got to Ami's room, she found her laying on the floor crying. She tried to help her when she screamed in pain when she touched her shoulder. Ami's mother ran back to get the medical kit, and when she returned to her daughter's room to check her, finding that she had broken her shoulder and she called an ambulance, and Ami was in her way to the hospital in no time. 2 hours later, she was back home with her right shoulder covered with bandage. Later that day, Sonia went to her house to visit her. Dr. Mizuno wasn't home, so she walked up the stairs and entered Ami's room. She sat in her wheelchair, looking through the window. "Hi, Ami. What do you want?" was the cold response of the blue-haired girl. "What do you mean, what do I want? At least turn around." Ami moved the wheelchair, and Sonia gasped when she saw Ami's shoulder covered with bandages and some bruises on her face. What happened to you?" "So, you do care?" "Well, of course I care. I'm your friend." "Sure. Where's that Molly isn't around, you don't have anything to do." "What are you talking about?" "Since Molly got here, you and the others don't even care about me. Looks like you found a replacement, and now you want to throw me in the trash because you don't need me anymore." "Who told you that?" "No one did, but that's the way you act. Now, could you please leave me alone?" "But..." "I said, leave me alone!" Sonia left the house thinking about her friend's behavior. Meanwhile, Ami was crying in her room when she felt a hand on her shoulder. She thought it was her mother, but when she looked up and she saw Sonia outside smiling at her. Terrified, she wheeled back until a wall stopped her. "What do you want here?" "Please, I'm not here to hurt you, Sailor Mercury. I'm here to help you." "What? I would never trust you, Soisai. Never." "Not even if I could help you walk again." Ami didn't answer. She just looked at Soisai straight in the eyes and saw that she wasn't lying. Well, anything. If there was one thing she wanted real bad was to walk again. "If I say yes to your help, what am I supposed to do to pay you for it?" "Well, first, you will allow me to take your energy, and then I'll give you negative energy to live again. And you will command troops to the Negaverse as the main commander." Ami thought about it for several seconds until the door opened and Ray entered the room. Soisai hid herself behind the door. "Hi, Ami. How are you? Can't you see it? Hey, I'm here to talk with you, and you get angry and marveling? You should be more like your sister. At least she knows how to obey orders the right way." That made her lost it, and Soisai appeared in front of them again. "I am sick and tired of people making answers for me. You wanted an answer, Soisai? Well, I'm going to give you an answer. I accept." "What are you talking about?" She's going to do what you couldn't do. She's going to help me walk again." Ray slapped her brutally that Ami fell from the chair. When she was able to recover, she took her by the blouse, and Ray was terrified again when she saw the mix of hate, pain, and evil on Ami's eyes while she taunt. "Let me tell you something, Ray. You're not going to lay a hand on me again, do you understand? I'm sick and tired of walking behind you and the others as shadows. From now on, I'll be seen as someone who really cares about me." "No! You don't know what— Ah!" Soisai fired a blast at Ray, who flew across the room and hit at a wall. The last thing she saw was Ami disappearing along with Soisai, and then darkness. When she opened her eyes, she found herself surrounded by the other Sailor Sensei. Ami, stop! Lita holded her down and calmed her enough to tell him what happened. Ray, what happened here? Ami, what was suicide? I don't know what she told her. She only said, I accept it. Then, she said that she was going to help her walk again. I tried to help her, and suicide attacked me. I slapped her. Oh God, this is all my fault. My fault! Sonia hugged her when she started to cry. You're wrong, Ray. It's everyone's fault. We didn't care enough about her. We all concentrated in Molly's training too much and didn't notice that she was all alone. Suddenly, the mercury sting appeared on Molly's forehead, and then she fainted. The girls rushed to the aid of her and noticed that the mercury sign started to vanish. Sonia gasped as she knew the meaning of that. Oh God, no! Ami! What is it, Sonia? What does this mean? Ami is dying. The link between both of them. That means one of them is dying. At the same time in the Negaverse, Suicide was slowly absorbing Ami's energy. Good girl, Ami. When I finish with you, you'll be so grateful that you will do as I say. Moments later, the last bit of energy was a sword from Ami's body. Suicide watched as the girl's body getting blue. Well, now it's time for you to become the Nigga Sailor Mercury. Suicide got the staff that Queen Barrel used when she was alive, and pointed to the lifeless body of Ami. Oh my gosh! Darkery! Yes! Woo! This PTSM fanboy is rolling in happiness! Yay! I'm a little burrito! In Ami's house, the girl watched the mercury sign disappear from Molly's forehead, and then they saw it reappear in a black color. Molly opened her eyes. Yeah. No. What is it, Molly? I saw Suicide taking Ami's energy until she died. Decided to fill her with negative energy and see a way to kiss Suicide's hand. In the meantime, Sailor Mercury was in the Negaverse talking with Suicide.
Thank you, my queen, for giving me the gift of walking again.
Ooh, you're a smart girl, Mercury. I know you'll serve me well.
I'll do anything you ask me to, my queen.
Good, because your first mission is to go back to Earth and destroy the Sailor Moon and the Sailor Senshi.
Consider it done, my queen.
Sonia and the others were in the Cherry Hill Temple, planning a stratagem, when the door opened and they saw Ami staying there in her Sailor Mercury suite. Ami! Ollie ran toward her, but when she got near Ami hit her so hard that she flew all across the room to finally land on the table that broke to the brutal impact. Sonia and the others rushed to help Ray, while Ray decided to transform into Sailor Mars and start the battle. Battle! Monster, I was regretting myself for slapping you, but now I think it was the best thing to do. Monster! Make up!
Please, Ray. Do you really think you could outsmart me?
For any answer, Sailor Mars used her powers against her. Fire! No, wait, what am I doing? Rin, Pio, Tio, Kai, Koi, 3, Sai, Sen! Akio! Tyson! But to her surprise, her attack impacted Sailor Mercury's chest, causing no damage. Ja? I'm so sorry, people. I was reading Darkery's lines wrong. She's German. Ja. Is that it? I can't believe you're using your powers against our enemies. No wonder Sailor Moon died, and now try mine. I'm going to pump you up. Nigga, storm blast. Yes. Thousands of tiny little ice blades flew towards Sailor Mars, who could only scream when the ice started to cut her uniform along with her body. Seeing this brutal attack, the rest of the girls, including Molly, recuperated from her sister's previous attack, transformed and prepared to help her friend. Supreme Thunder! Fortunately, none of the attacks was causing damage. Of course! Sailor Mercury. Sailor Moon knew that she could use her wand to attack her, but also that such an attack could kill her. Instead, she used her tiara. What? Moon Tiara Action! This time, the tiara cut a cut in Mercury's arm. Seeing her damage, Sailor Moon ordered Molly to use her bubbles in order to capture her. But what she didn't expect was the answer she received. I'm sorry, but I can't use my powers against my own sister. Episode friggin' 6. The reunion. 'Cause we're reunited! Also, this. Because I will always love you! You. And that's good. Sonya was shocked. She needed the help of Molly to stop her sister, but she never expected the reaction Molly would have. Please, you have to help us. Your sister is in danger with suicide. If you help us, we will help you be able to help her. I'm sorry. I promise I'll never use my powers against her. But while they were discussing, Nega Sailor Mercury escaped. You see what you did? Now she got away. I hope you can explain to us why you can't use your powers against her. It started long ago, when we lived on the Silver Millennium. I was in love with a prince. One day, I was walking in the backyard. I saw Ami kissing him. I lost it and I used my mercury bubbles against her. I didn't know how powerful I was until my mother told me that she was in a coma. I was horrified. Due to that, I vowed to... I bowed. I bowed! People, you might want to lower your volume down for this one. How do you mess up a word like now? Why? I vowed that I would never use my power against her, no matter what. Wait, we didn't know anything about this. I know, my mother instructed me to keep silence about this. She didn't want to create a scandal. But there's something I don't understand about this. What is it, Ray? Well, first off, how out of character that is for Ami. Second, why are you more powerful than she is? Third, why are you just now remembering this? Four, how did you remember this when you just realized that you were Sailor Mercury not 2 weeks ago? Fifth, how did Sailor... If we created this whole entire plotline about two people with roars, why didn't we just get the girl from Paris instead of Molly? Why did we just go up against your sister? 6, if you're exactly your sister, then why weren't you born siblings? Wouldn't have made more sense. This doesn't make any sense of why you were reincarnated as one person and the other. It doesn't make sense of why Molly was born to a completely different family than the other. 7th, if that works, then that obviously means that I could just as easily say that I'm Roy freaking Mustang's daughter just because we both use fire. This makes no sense. Well, Ami is not the type of person that likes to be in love like that. The Ami you describe is not the Ami that we know. God! Well, she was hurt very deeply when she recuperated. She locked herself in her room for many weeks. After that, she started to concentrate on studying, and not having a boyfriend. That's why she doesn't like love letters. Anything that reminds her of love or having a boyfriend also reminds her of what happened. Folks, My older brother says that he wanted me to do this one because he hated this one the most. I don't see why. The girls were silent. It was now they understood how important they were for Ami. They understand why she was hurt when they forgot about her. Now they understand why she joined Suicide. We have to help her. I agree with Sonia. We must go to the negative first to get her back. Right, Sailor Jupiter. Let's go. Do you want to come with us, Molly? Yes, Sonia. Minutes later, they were in front of the temple. A bright light appeared, and they disappeared to reappear a second later in the ruins of what used to be Queen Beryl's temple. They started to walk around the hallways until they heard someone crying. They walked towards the place where the sounds were coming from. When they got closer, they knew who it was. Ami! Molly ran toward the room where Ami was, but before she could reach it, Suicide appeared before her. Where do you think you are going? To rescue my sister! So get out of the way! Ooh! I don't think so. She fired a blast of rose petals with razor edges. Molly was able to dodge some of them, but the others inflicted cuts on her arms and legs. The other scouts joined in. Stop it, Suicide! We defeated you once, and we'll do it again! Jupiter! Thunder! Chaos! Mars! Fire! Ignite! Venus! Crescent beam! Blast! Moon. Tiara. Magic. Seeing the attacks of scouts heading for her, Suicide disappeared. Meanwhile, Venus was helping Molly. You alright? Yeah, the cuts will heal in minutes. Now, let's get my sister. They rushed to the room, but when they entered, it was empty. Molly suddenly found something that made everyone remember Serena. Look, it's the music box Serena used to have. The one Darian gave her. But why is it here? I don't know, answered Sonia. They took the music box and left the room to continue their search. Suddenly, Mercury bubbles! Blast! A big cloud of fog engulfed everyone. The sailor sensei tried to find their attacker, but while they were looking for it, a hand was placed on Molly's mouth, protecting her from screaming, while the others took her by the legs and then through a hallway. When the fog cleared, Sailor Mars was the first to notice that Molly wasn't there. No! They took Molly! We'll have to find her before they turn her into a Nega Scout like they did Ami! They started to run in a desperate attempt to find their friends. Meanwhile, Molly was taken to the presence of Suicide and her sister. Well, what do we have here? Well, whatever do we have here? If it isn't the new Sailor Mercury. Hi, sis. Am I? What have you done with her, monster? Ooh! That's not the way to talk to a queen, dear. Teach her a lesson. One of the guards took a whip, in a way, and started to hit Molly's back with it. Molly tried to hold the tears on her eyes, but the pain was too intense and she started to cry. Ooh! Mercury's crying! Ami walked toward her. Look, sis, if you want to finish this, you have to join us. No, I'd rather die than betray my friends. Ami, please, you have to come back with us. You have to... Ow! Before she could finish, Ami slapped her like she owed her money. Fool, they don't care about me. Since you came, they forgot all about me. They left in me. You always take everything from me. First you nearly killed me to take the boy I love. Then you took my friends. Do you know how does it feel to be alone? I don't think so. You always have friends and boyfriends. So, you didn't know? I never told you? Tell me what? Thought he was going to marry me. Ami stood there shocked. Back in the Silver Millennium, when she was with that boy in the backyard of the palace, she thought that she had the man she wanted to be her husband in front of her. Now she was finding out that he was destined to be her sister's husband. She snapped. No, you're lying. I'm going to finish your life right now. Mercury, I start last. Molly just screamed when the brutal attack of Ice Blaze impacted her already hurt body. At the same time, the Sailor Scouts entered the room. Ami, stop it! Booze! Take a preview of what's coming for you. Ooh! Seize your sister! You're hurting her! Ha 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 ha. She hurted me more than this long ago. Now's my opportunity to get my payback. Molly wasn't screaming anymore. She just cried. Not for the physical pain, but the pain of hearing her sister's words. Crawling in masculine, they will not heal. Meanwhile, Soisei appeared again, and without any further words, she attacked. Sailor Mars and Sailor Jupiter moved away to avoid her attack and responded with her own. Fire! Soul! Supreme Fire! Soisei was able to dodge the attack of Mars, but as they expected, she got in the way of Jupiter's thunder attack. The impact vaporized her instantly. With her energy source destroyed, Ami fell to the floor lifeless. With her body full of blood and cuts, Molly got beside her. Seeing that her sister was dead, she started to cry. Ami, why? It was better for this, Molly. Now she won't suffer anymore. Suddenly, the room became filled with light. Blinded by the light! So bright that the Sailor Sensei had to close their eyes. But when they opened them, they saw something that shocked them all. There they were, Queen Serenity with Princess Serenity on her side. Serena? Hi, girls! Sonia, could you give me the crystal for a minute? Sure. Serena took the silver crystal and placed the beautiful crystal on a gold wand. Where? Then she and the queen holded it, and a beam of energy emerged from the crystal and impacted Ami's heart. Molly saw in amazement that her sister's uniform disappeared, and she had her normal clothes. Then she opened her eyes. What happened? Ami, you're back. Serena, Queen Serenity? Queen Serenity walked toward her.
My child, I gave you the energy you needed to return, but only to the way you will return before your encounter with Soisei.
You mean, Optimus, I'm still crippled? Tears formed in Ami's eyes. Serena got beside him.
Don't cry, Ami. You will walk again, but it will be in due time. Until then, be patient. Ocelots, transform and roll out.
Then she walked back and stood beside her mother. Both disappeared. Later that day, they returned to Tokyo. 3 years later. Why do you think Ami called us here, Sonia? I don't have a clue, Mina. She said she had a surprise for us. I wonder what is it? Moments later, they arrived at Ami's home and found her on a wheelchair. Hi, Ami. What's the surprise you had for us? Dr. Mizuno arrived with tea for everyone. I think you better show them, dear. Okay, Mom. The girls were amazed when they saw Ami getting up from the wheelchair and walk for a few meters. They ran toward her and hugged her for a few moments. Dr. Akane says she'll be walking normally in a few weeks. They girls were overjoyed and took Ami and her mom to have some ice cream. 2 weeks later, Ami was on her feet again, and Sonia, along with the other Sailor Senshi and Molly, helped her get back into shape. The next month, Sailor Mercury was back. I'm sorry, I saw a scratch on my computer. Since then, Molly only transformed when they really needed a hand. The freaking, oh my god, thank Celestia! And you know what? In my opinion, this is still probably not the dumbest of Dupe's work. When I was a kid, I used to enjoy this, but that's because this was something I had never seen before. Grown up now, and I've had read stuff like Fallout Equestria, this just... Still, it's better than a lot of hentais I've ever read. Well, next time I promise you people, I won't be doing another Sailor Moon fic, one-shot, or the opening of a multi-chapter fic. I think I might do something from Witch. Don't know, but see you there, people.